Hey, you guys, I hope you all are doing well this morning. Today is Sunday, November 24th. I'm actually recording upstairs, so I hope you guys are not picking up any type of noise from outside. This may be a new location, possibly, if I'm not hearing any background noise after I record this. So, um, I wanted to come on here and share a dream. Actually, there were multiple dreams that I had early this morning. Now, you guys, a lot of times when I lay down at night and I dream, and if I'm kind of, you know how when you wake up a little bit, when you're changing positions, when I fall back to sleep, normally I will go into another dream. Um, it's only rare that I will continue a dream throughout the night. And this is how this dream was, you guys. I kept continuing the dream every time I would go back to sleep throughout the night, throughout the early part of this morning. So basically, the first part of the dream, it was as if I was on some type of field trip with a school. And I knew we were in China. And I was able to see from, it's kind of hard to explain. You know how God is omnipresent, meaning that he can see people in China at the same time he can see people in the United States. So it was like I was able to see different segments within this scene, if that makes sense. So, like I said, I knew we were in China, and I was able to see another section of this scene where there was a business meeting being conducted. The business meeting that I saw was being conducted with another country. Um, and I know that because I truly believe that Hillary Clinton was present. And another reason why I knew that it had something to do with her is because as I was watching this scene, I could hear some of the things that were being said. For whatever reason, when I woke up this morning, I couldn't remember, but I do remember them making reference to the Clintons. And when they referenced the Clintons, I knew the Clintons were present. But from my recollection, I can only remember very vaguely Hillary Clinton being present at this business meeting. So I don't know why she or the Clintons were even a part of this particular scene, but they represented, I do they represented America, and they were a part of this business meeting that was being held in China. So after I saw that, you could see how a lot of the Americans were utilizing some of the Chinese words and phrases that they had learned in school because they were making a point to speak that language to the Chinese people. And so there came a time where the higher up officials, they were leaving, and there were groups of people standing on each side of this road watching the vehicles pass by that was housing these important figures of China. And people were waving. You could still hear a lot of American people speaking Chinese phrases that they learned in school. Okay, I had to pause the video because there was an important detail I left out. Right after this point, I remember that it was made known to me that the Chinese people were pretending to accept the American people, but in reality, they really was against the American people. They really did not even like the American people being there, but they was putting on a front. So I needed to share that as well. And I kind of woke up a little bit at this point, but I went back to sleep and it was like the dream kind of continued. At this point, I remember seeing this guy that was also a student, and he was just looking real distraught. Like he just caught wind of something and he didn't know what to do with it. Like it really shook him up. So I remember I walked up to him and I was like, "Are you okay?" And he was just kind of looking around and he was like, "I need to show you something." And I was like, "Okay." So he started taking me through these different quarters. Now, we're still in China, you guys. I'm still, the scene is still showing me in China. He's taking me through these different quarters, and it was very dark. And I was kind of getting a little scared, but he kind of looked at me. He was like, "Do you trust me?" And I just kind of motioned my head yes. So he just kept taking me. And for whatever reason, there's only bits and pieces that I can remember of this part. But I do remember he was showing me some things And then we came to this point where he stopped, and he began to kind of whisper. He was like, he said, I found out some things. And he said, what I found out, it's going to be an attack against the United States. And I was like, what are you talking about? He said, I found something underground that China has been housing in preparation to attack America. And I was just still looking at him like I was just, I was in shock, but at the same time, it was like I was very curious as to what information he had. And he looked over and he grabbed this kind of, it wasn't paper. It almost looked like a gold type of foil paper. It was shiny. And he picked it up and he was holding it in his hand. And he said, this is our son. And he said, what they have, he started balling up the paper or the foil. He balled it up and he was like, this is what it's going to do to our son. And I was just like, what? And he was like, but I don't know what to do with this. I don't know what I'm supposed to do with this. Like, he was really shaken up, you guys. And like I said, he made it a point to tell me that he had found something, he discovered something, and he said that it was something that they were housing underground that could wipe out America, or that they had something prepared to attack America. And this is the result, he said, it due to our son. So I was at this point, I was like, just kind of in shock. And I woke up, I woke up briefly and I went right back to sleep. And at this point, I don't want to speak too much because it's so vague in my memory. And I really hate that, when you have very important and significant prophetic dreams, it's like sometimes I can wake up and I can remember everything verbatim, like every detail I can remember. But then there are some dreams I'll wake up and it's like it only allows me to remember bits and pieces. And I don't fully understand why that is. I just know that whatever God allows you to remember, that was pretty much what he wanted you to remember. But when I woke up and I went back to sleep, it was like the dream continued and it was still along the theme of China. And you guys, honestly, and I feel like I say this more here lately, the time that I used to have to really just pay attention to the news, I just haven't had that time. So I don't know if there's anything going on in the news, you guys, here lately, but I just find it to be very interesting that I would lay down and have this dream, because you guys know I haven't been really sharing a lot of dreams on here. And it's not because I just been lazy and I'm just not putting dreams out. It's because I honestly have not been receiving these types of dreams. I only share dreams on here that I feel is very significant to the body of Christ. And I just haven't been receiving a lot of those. So here it is, we're coming upon Thanksgiving. And, I don't know. I just had a thought, but do you guys remember, I had shared, I think, a total of 2 or 3 dreams. And they're still on my channel, where I was having dreams in regards to no more Thanksgiving. Do you guys remember that? I don't know. I just had a thought, because I just thought I just feel it's odd for me to have this type of dream on the 24th, and Thanksgiving is right around the corner. I don't know. I'm not saying that's anything, but it was just a thought, and I didn't want you to y'all to be looking at me like, okay, why did she just pause? Like, what's going on? But yeah, that was just a little thought I just had. I thought that was pretty interesting, but I also get the feeling like there was some type of news media in the background in one of these scenes. I feel like there was some type of news that I was hearing in the background that pertained to China and America. But there was another time where I woke up and then I laid back to sleep. And in this part of the dream, it was like I was talking to one of my close friends, and I was telling her what I had found out. And she led me to a Bible verse in the Bible, and she was telling me that I needed to share that. And I cannot remember for the life of me what that Bible verse was. But I do know it was a Bible verse that emphasized the last days. And yeah, I just pray God brings that back to my remembrance. But that was what I dreamt. And again, I dreamt it on November 24th. I believe today is November 24th. I find it to be so significant that I would even dream this, because I haven't had a dream in a long time in regards to China. And for me to dream this today, and we're almost approaching the end of the year, I don't know. I find it to be very significant. I know I need to get back into watching the news just so I can be more aware of what's going on. But you guys, if you have been following the news, if anything that I'm saying is referencing something that is going on, please leave a comment below. If anything that I'm sharing has some type of significance to you in any kind of way, share that as well. And also, if you have any additional information as to possibly why the Clintons were represented in this business meeting, also share that below too, because I felt like that was very specific for me to hear the Clintons as I was being shown this business meeting in China. And like I told you, I have a very vague memory that I remember seeing Hillary Clinton present, but I can't be 100% certain if she was literally in that scene. But I do know that the Clintons were acknowledged as being a part of this meeting. That I know 100%, I remember. So if you guys know of a reason as to why they would have been represented in this meeting, please share that as well. But that was pretty much what I dreamt. I do feel that this was a very important dream, especially when it was very specifically made known that China is housing some very powerful weapons underground that has the ability to even wipe out our sun. Like, that's pretty crazy to me. But it was made known. And another thing that I just thought about, now it kind of makes sense why when the guy grabbed that foil piece of paper, I told you it looked kind of like foil. It was very shiny, but it was a gold color. And if you think about it, our sun has, that gold type of color. But yeah, I mean, he said that whatever weapon they have, it has the ability to wipe out our sun. So that was pretty much the dream. I wanted to hurry up and share this with you all. I do pray that you all are doing well. I pray you all have a blessed day. And if I receive anything else, I will definitely let you guys know. I love you all. God bless you all. Take care.